Thanks, Ma.
It's hot out, so drink plenty of pop. I'm trying to freshen up my look.
The body is the new face, and yours is frowning.
Anywho, Karina,
What's your return policy? Like, are we just making sure the tags are still on, or are you running a blacklight over everything?
You're not just my aunt, you're also, sadly, my best friend.
Aww. Did you hear that? Best friend.
He did say sadly.
Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look. Today, I'm with the cast and creators of Chicago Party Aunt. Everyone, I just wanted to start off by saying, what is up? Ike, I wanted to start with you. So what do you think about, someone, you getting approached or like just sitting down and saying, you know what, this Twitter account should be turned into like an animated series?
It was crazy. Our friend Chris Wataski had created this account for years, and we loved it, and we would interact with it, and it was just kind of like cool little club. Who knew that he was the guy, or he was the character? And then when Will and Richie from Olive Bridge approached us and said, "Hey, we think this could be an animated series," we thought about it, and it does have what a lot of great comedy shows have, is that big central character with a really strong point of view. And so as we started kind of building out the world, we're like, oh yeah, no, this is really fun. This is a show that I would like crack open a beer and sit down and watch and tell my friends to watch.
We all came together as a group, and we're all executive producing this thing and built this world together. And we were all in the writer's room together, right? So we broke every story together, through every script together for this whole process. And that's one of the great things about this thing. It's truly been a group effort where all these, great friends and family members and, Chicagoans got together and build out this show, and we get to release it to the world now.
Because part of the goal of this particular show was to try and give it a realistic feel, to really kind of land it in a less cartoony, more genuine, to lock into that feel. And I'm in love with the way this show looks. Aside from being the showrunner on it, part of the charge on moving forward on this was to try and create a unique looking background feel and character feel that wasn't too derivative. And as far as the backgrounds and the style of this show, I know I'm on the show and I know I'm biased, but it's gorgeous. I mean, to the point that I'm like, you could take some of these backgrounds that we whip by in the show and make a calendar that would kill, at O'Hare.
Chris, you've got to tell me, how in the world this Twitter account start? Because that's how this series gets made.
Well, back in 2016, I had moved from Chicago to Los Angeles, and I had a lot of free time on my hands, Rick. And I was feeling very homesick, and so I started this because I knew a lot of women like Diane. A lot of my actual aunts are a lot like Diane. And so I just started it for fun as a creative outlet, and then all of a sudden it started to grow. And then we said, maybe this should be a TV show. And now it's going to stream all over the world.
It was so fun. I mean, we all the three creators of the show, everyone on the team, we all knew each other. We knew each other from Chicago. We knew each other from Second City and stuff like that. So we already had kind of a shorthand and a group mind, so to speak, to use improv terms. So once we really I think we all thought that. We were like, how are we going to do this? And then once we started, it was so easy because we had this rich character already, and it was just a matter of fleshing out the world that she lives in.
So Lauren, let me start with you. I mean, do you feel pressure trying to bring this Twitter account to life and creating Diane?
Oh, yes. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's absolutely. I think that, I was such a fan of the Twitter account. It was so funny. And I believe it or not, they followed me early on. And I was like, I must know this person because I lived in Chicago for a few years doing the Second City main stage there. And then I went to send a DM to ask, okay, who are you? And then I deleted it because I'm not kidding. I was like, I don't want to ruin the magic. I want to believe it's a real woman. This is not a bit. So yeah, I mean, the pressure was on. The pressure was not only on to live up to, that very funny, prolific Twitter account, but also, I mean, listen, the city of Chicago, I mean, it's, you got some intense sports fans, intense comedy fans. So listen, the challenge was not lost on me. And I did not take this lightly. I'll tell you that much.
It's such a funny Twitter account. I love something that really celebrates the city of Chicago and Midwest culture. I grew up in Cleveland, and Chicago is kind of like the capital of the Midwest, but we're all the same people, just with, different sports teams that we're devoted to. And I love that it's an ant because I was raised by a pack of ants as a kid. I mean, some related to me, some not, but I was raised by all these wonderful women who certainly worked hard during the week and partied on the weekends. And I understood exactly what that was. And when I told all my family members, my cousins who live in Chicago, that I was going to be Chicago Party Ant's nephew, they lost their minds. They're more excited about this than anything else I've ever done.
The show is Chicago Party Ant. You can find it streaming on Netflix September 17th.